Hello guys, my name is Hadi. I'm the member of Jobskillshare.com. I started this course, IT supervising, and I am gonna be continuing today with the course called My Educational Path. In this course, I'm basically going to be talking about what educational path I took and what worked for me. Everybody's gonna be different. Everybody's gonna have a different skill level, different educational path, but I'm going to be talking about what worked for me. First, after my high school, I went to community college to save up money because I had to pay everything out of my pocket, and I thought going to community college was the best choice in terms of saving money. In my local college, I studied electrical engineering. Even though it's supposed to be 2 years, it took me 2 years and a 2 year and a half, like almost for 5 semesters to be done with it. Got my associate degree, and I transferred to four-year college, University of Maryland, since I live in Maryland and was one of the best schools out there. I transferred to University of Maryland. Over there, I tried to pursue the degree in electrical engineering, but it did not work for me because I realized, I was missing my social life. I was just having a hard time keeping up with math and programming and other major level 300 400 classes. And I wasn't even feeling it. The reason I was doing it because of my parents. They wanted me to do something, electrical engineering or some sort of engineering. So, long story short, I switched my major to economics and information assurance. Information assurance, the another branch of cybersecurity, which focuses more on policy than technical part. And afterwards took me another 2 3 years, 2.5 years, sorry, 2.5 years to finish that. Once I finished it, when I was doing my information assurance, I ended up getting a couple certificates. I got a certificate in information assurance, and I got a certificate in security plus, which helped me get a internship. Well, when I was in my college, we had a career center where I put my resume in. It was in horrible format, format I made back in high school. I just put that up over there. One day got an email from State Department saying, "Hey, we have this program called STAR program, STAR, and we would like to interview you for this student employee opportunity." I was like, "Okay, sounds good." I went for the interview, and interview went really bad. I don't know how I made it, but I thought they were just gonna say no, sorry, you don't qualify. But they liked my skills, they liked my background, so they were like, "Hey, we can offer you this job, even though we told you it was an internship, but it's not an internship, it's a full-time job." So when I was junior, going to my senior year, I ended up start working at State Department. Worked there till I graduated and later. Then I definitely would recommend all of you should always try to go for internship if you're still in college or if you're still going for some sort of certificate, because what it does, it builds up you kill two birds with one stone, basically. You get your education on one side and you get the skills on the other side. I know a lot of people who are highly qualified in terms of education, but they have no experience, so they have a really hard time finding jobs. And even in my job, I have a lot of people who are a lot older than me, way older than me. I would say 2 3 years. I mean, not 2 3 years, 10, 20, or 30 years older than me. And I'm supervising them because they don't have experience. They ended up changing their career path down the road, and they never bothered to, continue doing something that was related to the field they're in right now. And I know a lot of students. My nephew is one of example. He does internship. He's a sophomore, but he's doing really good. And I told him to get an internship, and I can guarantee you, when you get out of college, you will find a job within few weeks. If not, you will have a job even while you're graduating. That's what the case on my part. When I graduated, I had a job full time and I was working. I was happy, even though I wasn't making much, but I was happy because I had a full time job. And on top of that, if you go for the government internship, which is I would recommend highly, they will give you a clearance, some sort of clearance, which will make you a golden egg, basically a golden apple. You will stand out among the crowd. So in order to get a clearance, please don't do drugs, don't get in trouble, have fun. I'm not saying to don't do anything, have fun, but when it comes to a real professional environment, I would highly recommend you keep your record clean, stay out of trouble, and focus. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna pay off. You suffer now, enjoy later, rather than enjoy now and suffer later. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is what I did when I started my career at the State Department. I stuck around for a while, 2 years, 3 years, and on the side I was working with Danish, where he was working at the local medical facility in IT department. But that was my part time, and the State Department was full time. I was done with school. I was making decent money, but I was just doing two jobs for the heck of it, because in the government you have a lot of regulations and restrictions where it prevents you from doing a lot of things that you want to do. So I was working with Danish and we were learning a lot of things. We were setting up labs, doing all those things. I learned a lot from him. So I owe him for that. Stuck around the State Department and where Danish was working. Then eventually I moved to a different branch of the government, DoD. Over there, I negotiated my income to whatever I was making. I asked them to give me 10 more, and they agreed to it, so I was happy. But then I learned another lesson there. Don't ever go for a better or higher paying job if you're not gonna be happy over there. What I'm saying is, it's not always the best choice for you to jump your career and move somewhere else, knowing that you're gonna be getting paid more. Because what happened in my case, even though I was getting paid more, I was miserable. I hated it. I was just not liking it. I wasn't getting along with a lot of, my coworkers. Not coworkers, I would say my boss, my manager. And I stuck around still, just did my job and put my resume out there, and I got a job offer at uh, this USNRC, Nuclear Regulatory Commission, which is based. They have a bunch of headquarters around the East Coast mainly. I live in Maryland, so I got the one job offer from the one in Maryland, and I've been here since. I live really close by, so commute is great, pays even better. I love my coworkers. I love who I work with. I love my boss. I have a lot more opportunities for growth, so I'm happy where I am. The point of what I just talked about is that when you move around, you have higher chances of making more money. But at the same time, you got to be careful. Don't bite more than you can chew. That's all I have to say. Um, Next slide, I'm going to show you some sites that I have my resumes on, and I would recommend you guys should do it too. If you're a student, if you're a like graduate student or intern, you should definitely um, sorry, you should definitely go on USA Jobs, USAJobs.gov. I think it's USAJobs.gov. Try it on. I might have made a mistake. Go on it. Look for type in student or type in internship, and you're gonna see, and put your area code in. So it will find internship within a radius. You can put the radius 20, 30 miles, whatnot, and you'll find internships for you. Another a warning for USA Jobs is that when you apply, it takes them a really long time to get back at you. I would recommend applying to a bunch of internships and have another job working for you. Whenever you hear from US any agency that you apply to, go for the interview. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Don't just sit there and wait, because it took them a year for a State Department. It took them a year to get back at me. I almost gave up to a point where I was like, screw it. But they came back. Um, Career Builder, another really good website that I use. I get a lot of, I put my resume on. I get offers here and there. Dice.com. That's a pretty technical website. If you're in IT, I would recommend checking that website out. And this site is one of my favorite ones, Craigslist. Yes, Craigslist. A lot of people get scared off of Craigslist, thinking it's a bunch of creepers over there, and you're gonna get stabbed, raped, or something. No, that's a really good website. I bought tons of stuff off of Craigslist. It's completely safe. I've also applied for a couple when I was looking for jobs back in the days. I went there under job section and I applied to a bunch of places and I got a reply back. And I would say check it out. You might be surprised what you're gonna find over there. Indeed.com, I like Indeed.com because you put your resume on it, it just straight up process, takes your resume, it scans it for you. You don't have to do anything else. Monster.com is my least favorite, I would say, because I don't know, it's just they sometimes like I will get call from help desk opportunity. Somebody from Monster will call me, hey, I have an opportunity in your area. I'll be paying you $8 an hour. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, are you kidding me, man? I did that job like 6 years ago. Why are you calling me? Where'd you get my resume from? He's like, Monster.com. I'm like, okay, see you later. Don't call me with such low balls because clearly, for by looking at my resume, I don't qualify for that. Not trying to be cocky or bragging about it, but if you're working for more than 5 years, don't call me with a job that only requires you no skills at all, or maybe 1 year of experience. Come on. And you just gotta be patient with that. So here's all these sites that you can go to. And I'm gonna be making another video soon. Pretty soon I'm gonna start making videos based on the tools that I use. I was talking to Donna. She told me that he has a section where he shows his tools and all that. And I want to do something similar that's more related to um, administration level and administration skills. They're pretty a little bit advanced. I'll go into it. I'm not going to talk about it right now. So I will continue with the next video, and you guys have a good one.